the first question, or one main question, is going to be, how many do I need? So your tripods, your A-frames are 4 pieces to start with. And when I talk about 6-foot poles, it includes the A-frames, and all your lean-to rafter supports are the same 6-foot poles, 1 to 2 inch in diameter or thereabouts. So you've got 4 to begin with for the A-frames, and 2 larger tripod supports. So there's 6 poles for the tripods. Your ridge pole, 8 foot long, I recommend. 7 foot bare minimum. You want 6 foot long plus overhang. 7 feet's better, so an 8 foot ridge pole to give you overhang and some room to play with is number 7. So that's 7 pieces for your 2 tripods and ridge pole. Then you're going to add 6 foot poles for the lean-to supports. Anywhere between 4 to 14. And you get 4 to 14, the bare minimum is to put 2 equally spaced on the main lean-to. I think 4 is better. You can do 5 if you want. If you do 5, you're going to have 16 poles then for the main roof. I think 4 is a good number. 2 is bare minimum. You can have 3. Let's stick with 4. Okay, 4 equally spaced on both sides of the ridge pole. Then you can get additional poles, just like this, 1 in the middle of each tripod half to give some support to fill out these tripod halves, just like that. I'm going to leave that one off for the time being. Then what you can do is put 2 equally spaced. That makes a better support for the tripod halves. So it's 1, you've got 3 tripod halves. There's 1, 2, 3 supports. If you have 2 in each one, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 10, 14, for those 4 lean-to supports on either side of the ridge pole. So you can see how I got to the number 14. You may not need any supports for the tripod halves. Okay, if you find yourself long crossbeam sticks to lash on and so forth, that's why it's 4, I think, is the bare minimum, equally spaced on both sides. I'm doing 4 on both sides. There's 8, then 1 for each tripod half. That's 8, 9, 10, 11 for your 3 tripod halves. Better still, go 2 equally spaced. That's 11, 12, 13, 14. So we get to 14 6-foot poles. This is just the lean-to supports. There's 14, between 4 and 14. The bigger the number, the better. The better frame, the better roof frame you'll have, and the stronger the shelter is going to be, and the better frame you'll have to support your debris roof. What you need to do, obviously it's quicker to do less. You're going to save resources, it's quicker to make, and it depends on how much time you've got to put up an emergency shelter, and also it depends on the resources. But this is where you need to think ahead. If you can see you've got plenty of resources, you can go to the 14 number. The problem is, once you put the roof on, you're not going to take the roof off to put more poles in. That's why you need to think ahead about the number of poles. 14 lean-to supports, up to 18 if you want to add these roof extenders. 22 with the A-frame. 24 with 2 tripod supports, and then 25 with your ridge pole. And don't forget, the 22 are all 6-foot poles, the same, identical. The odd ones out is the larger tripod supports, as I said, 7, 8 feet long, 3, 4 inch in diameter, and the 8-foot ridge pole, maybe 2 inch in diameter. 1 inch may sag in the middle, but if it sags in the middle, I can easily put a support pole in the middle to keep that ridge pole up.